Today I want to talk to you about making a brand mood board. So when you first start the process of branding, what you really need to do is first of all do some clarity work on, your brand story, why you started your brand. And if I just show you, I recently created a brand clarity workbook. I'll just quickly show you some of the reasons why you really want to get all this clarity work done first before you start looking into actually designing your branding elements. So once you have clarity, it's going to make designing your branding so much easier, because you're going to have a much clearer vision of how it should look and how you want it to come across to your audience. So the reasons why you really want to have branding clarity is it just basically makes your life easier when you're clear on your branding and when you're clear on your brand itself. So it makes marketing easier. It helps to obviously guide your design choices because you're clear on, how you want, you're clear on your values, you're clear on the exact services you offer, you're clear on your ideal client and things like that. So it will just make niching down in terms of designing your branding so much easier. Things like, what's the foundation of your brand? Why did you begin your brand? What are the values of your brand? And, what is that driving force behind your brand? So really thinking about exactly why you started your business, what drove you to start your business, and, the sort of impact you want to have with your business and how you want to impact people. Obviously, you want to start thinking about your design preferences. And to do that, I suggest first of all, doing a ton of research and just going out there and looking at all the different design styles, all of these sort of different types of patterns and imagery, and really just allow yourself to get inspired while you do this process, and then just collate all the images that really inspire you, that really you feel like, aligns with your brand. And then you can create a Pinterest board with all of those different elements that you really want to use your intuition with this, because I know I talk about this quite a lot, but when your brand is such a personal thing, and a lot of people think, oh, you should just create your branding based on what your ideal client would want to see, or you're not meant to design it on you. But I feel like, because I work a lot with solopreneurs and people that just are on their own and their brand is so personal to them, I do believe that you need to go for a branding that really sort of inspires you, and try to forget about, but does it align with my ideal client? Is that the sort of colours that they would like? Or, try to just allow yourself to really own, the process of your branding, and really allow yourself to make it about you, because you are the driving force behind your brand. And if you are aligned with your brand, then you will naturally attract the right people to your brand. So, what I'd suggest to do is collate all of those images, all of those you can sort of look at other logos and other people's logos, but obviously you don't want to be too inspired by them, but just to give you ideas of what really sort of sparks that sort of feeling of excitement and feeling of, oh yeah, that's just that's exactly my style, or that's exactly what I would like for my brand. And then collate them all together, and then create a mood board, and then really just fine tune all of that imagery that you found, and fine tune it so that you only pick out the bits that really resonate with you, really sort of nail down that look that people struggle so much with. People struggle with deciding on a look for their brand. They struggle to decide, should it look vintage, or should it look modern, or should it look boho? Or this helps you to get rid of all of that sort of confusion, because you are sort of nailing it down in that, going through that process of collating all of the things that really inspire you. And then other reasons that you want to get clear before you start your branding is also you want to think about your brand voice and the sort of words that you use, the sort of phrases that you like to use, and also think about the words and phrases you wouldn't want to use. And that helps to create a personality for your brand. And again, that will make, deciding on the design for your branding a lot clearer as well. And yeah, obviously thinking about your big why for why you started your brand, which is what I just covered earlier. And you want to also think about the offers that you have, the products that you have, the unique value of the products and services you have, because again, that can tie into your branding as well. So if you are someone that really, maybe you're an artist and you really have a very high focus on details and small details and things like that, what things can you sort of pinpoint from what feedback you've had? And really sort of think about that. So what I suggest, like I said, is to collate a ton of stuff that really inspires you, that really resonates with your values and your offers and, what you're trying to do with your brand, and then try to create a mood board. So this is like a fun part. Once you've done all of that clarity work on really sort of getting clear on your brand, then you get to do the fun stuff, which is sort of the creative side of it. What I suggest you do first, before you start designing any of your elements, is to create a brand mood board. And like I said, you want to pick out those particular images that really aligned with you, and you just got that spark of sort of, aha, that's what I want. Collate it all together. You can include textures, you can include colours, you can add colours in, and sort of just be really choosy and really thoughtful about what you add to your mood board so that it really encapsulates your brand. You can add imagery, you could add logos that you like, you could add sort of little details like this is an example of a mood board that I created. I did a couple of examples and this is for my clients. And I like to give examples of what you can sort of create. You can just really be really creative with it, and it doesn't have to be, just squares with pictures that you've taken from somewhere else. You can also add elements, like in Canva, for instance, you can go into elements and you can look through all the different elements they have, and you can add little details like this. So these are details that you can then sort of include in your logo, and it also is a really good way for you to express to, if you do hire a designer to do your branding, it's a really good way to showcase to them the feel that you want for your brand, the sort of look, the style, the mood. So just enjoy it, and what I always suggest with anything to do with anything creative or design based, I always suggest to create, say for instance, we're talking about the mood board, create your mood board, and then the next morning go back and look at it again, and you might find that there are certain elements that you think, oh, I don't know about that now, I'm not sure if I really wanted to include that. Because when you're in the process of doing a mood board or anything like that, and if you're not massively creative, you might find that you kind of try to just get through it and get it done. But then if you go back in the morning and look at it again, you might think, actually, no, I want to tweak that. I want to change that colour. I don't like this pattern. And just sort of keep fine-tuning it. It doesn't have to be set and done. You can keep fine-tuning it. And it's the same with your branding. I mean, I always like to say that your branding should last forever. But you can tweak it. You can change the colours. You can add a different sort of logo, an additional logo to it to sort of showcase something else that you're now doing. But that's a whole other subject. So just enjoy it. Just when you're trying to sort of start your branding process, try to enjoy it and try to allow yourself time to really be choosy and really look out there at what else is out there, what logos are out there. Look at different platforms. Look at, you know, you can look at your competitors, but try not to just focus on what your competitors are doing. You really want it to be authentic to you, your branding. You want it to speak about you. So you can obviously collate logos and styles that you like, but then by trying to add little additional details, like looking at sort of different elements like flowers or icons or you know, elements and things, by adding them into your mood board as well, it's going to give you ideas, you know, that don't just come from adding logos onto a mood board. Because if you just add logos on, that's not showing any essence of who you are. You need to sort of show sort of elements of who you are, your values and your vision. I don't think I've mentioned this yet in this video, but with colours, you don't have to choose colours that you think you should choose. So I know a lot of people talk about, you know, branding, you have to choose a particular colour to express a particular value or a particular element of your service. I believe that your colours should be what you like. You have to like your colours, and obviously they do have to align with what you create, you know, what sort. So say for instance you create black and white prints only, you only create black and white prints. Obviously in your colour palette you're going to want to have black and white, because it's, you know, that's basically the colours of your brand, but you can obviously add other colours in. So when it comes to, you know, if you're selling services or selling, you know, products, digital products, things like that, you know, you do really want to try to choose colours that you would love to stick with, that you will be happy to see on your Instagram feed constantly, that you'll be happy to work with constantly, because that's another thing is, you know, your colours are very personal to you, and it's fine to pick out one or two colours that align with a specific you know, brand value or a specific meaning, but you don't have to just pick colours for any other reason other than they are the colours that you love and that align with you and inspire you. So you can add your colours to your mood board, but yeah, just really enjoy the process, and like I say, come back to it again and, you know, tweak it and, you know, adjust it and things, and it should just give you a lovely sort of clear sort of vision by collating those images together, and just enjoy it. So I hope this video helped, and yeah, once you've done your mood board, that's when you want to sort of carry on the process of doing a bit more clarity, and then you can start really getting clear on your branding and start your branding process. So yeah, I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next video.